There we are. Hope everybody's having a good day. Just getting a few of the settings set up here, making sure it's in auto and vehicles. And I'm gonna do to subscribers and members only, so I don't have to worry so much about maybe, I don't know. Yeah, you can wait an hour. Or not. No. Let me see what I can do. Anyone with a YouTube channel can comment. Just be nice. I'm going to try to get some stuff done. I don't want to sit here and have to worry about deleting stupid stuff. That'd be great. Actually, I'm going to change that to medium. Get YouTube Premium. That'd be awesome. Everybody needs to have YouTube Premium. I'm going to do a video on why it's so the best way you could spend your money in the world. And the most, not the best way, it provides a lot of value, I feel. All right. Hey, Westy, what's going on, man? Yeah, I'm just standing by my speaker at the moment. They're copyright protected, so I'm good to go. I hope you can, I mean, it does kind of sound nice. It's a rain day for me. Nice, or not nice, but it's a cold day for me. Yesterday was a rain day for us, so all that rain pushed your way now, and frick is it cold here. It's got to be 8 degrees. It's cold, but it's going to slowly warm up to like 30 by tonight, I think. And then eventually we're going to get, like, I might be able to ride a motorcycle on Christmas, which would be pretty, I've done it a few times where it's been doable. But yeah, it's going to get warm across the whole country. What did I just? I'm just trying to get a few things set up here on the computer. They're blowing up a bridge in the Mississippi right now from 1929 in Iowa, Dubuque, Iowa. So I have seen that a handful of times. Hey, Colin, hope you're doing good. Dang. So yeah, we're gonna finally, I got this thing on the hoist. We're gonna get it up in the air and get this motor done. Hi, Grass Blade Creations. Good to see you here today. It is a sign. I hope so. Follow God. This is a sign. Amen. Sweet riding on Christmas, right? I remember in the 90s, 98, 99, we had like a 60-degree Christmas, or maybe it was 40 and it felt like 60. But yeah, that would be awesome. I would love that. Okay, so my toolbox, I had this vertical. I know they give me an option now to do both vertical and horizontal, but I don't know what to do yet. I want to just get this car done and then move on to step 2, which I don't know what that is, but we'll get there after we get the car done. $40 always feels like $60 in the spring, right? Totally does. Well, just yesterday, no, the day before was when it was like 40 degrees here. And yesterday was progressively horrible. It started out at 43 and we ended up at like -3 last night or something silly. But yeah, kids were all running around in t-shirts that afternoon, and at the school it was pretty funny to see that. Like you get that one little window and it's like, yes, let's feel a temperature. Right? I'm always in a t-shirt on the first 40-degree day. God, what is this here? I'm just... Not my language music. Yeah, before I get going, I'm going to take the battery out, and then we got to get the ECM out of it. Or not, we're not taking the ECM out. I need to disconnect the wiring from the ECM, which is on the firewall here, right inside, like on the passenger. It goes in down through there. So that's what we're actually going to get started on first. We'll get the battery out, and then the HEPA filter inlet plastic dealio. So what are you doing today, Westy, since it's a rain day? Paperwork, sharpening blades, doing maintenance on the Huskies or the Steel. I don't know. I'm sorry. I should know your brand. Hope I didn't piss you off. Maybe you're a Steel. I would just want it like a 10-inch 36-volt battery one, and I'll just like go and trim the limbs and little sitting around being lazy. I know I want to do that so bad. Dusty Unk. Man, that's a familiar engine bay for me. Me too, but it's been about a while. It's been a few years for me. Sometimes I forget things, even though I like spend a lot of time with them. If it's not enjoyable, I try not to remember it. So, but we won't have to spend too much time in the engine bay because we're just going to lift the car off of it and then replace the motor. Be our fastest way to access all this stuff. So, and it's pretty simple. And I've got you here to help me out. Cool. That's what I figured. I tried to remember. I try to remember these details. You know, I actually found, hold on, let me see if I can find it real quick, Westy. Freaking craziest thing ever. I'm at the dump, right? This is where all the good stories start. I'm at the dump and I see this like, you know, the shopping bags that people buy for $1 and use so you don't have to use 1,000,000 plastic ones in a year. Oh, there it is. Yep. She's right here. Let's see what we got. I haven't even looked in it since I brought it home and you mentioned Husqvarna. I'm like 90% sure it's a Husky. And so, yeah, it's this bag sitting in the metal bin. And let's see how good I can. This is this is just like that. What do we got here? UW Milwaukee. So somebody went to college. Oh, it's an Echo. I'm sorry. I personally think Echo builds a darn good little weed eater. I've got a weed eater that's an Echo that I got from the dump that works really good. And but I love little chainsaws. And I saw this. I'm like, oh, this is a nice little chainsaw. So probably maybe, who knows, probably not much. But, oh, right here. Ooh, February of 2016. Made by Yamabiko. 300-hour compliance period, 26 cc. So I'm guessing this is not the Echo that my Echoes, are they Echoes? They're gray. They're gray, they're not orange. So, but either way, look at that. It was in that bag. It's a little, I don't know, perfect for around the house. And they're just gonna chuck it. Just put it in a bag and throw it away. I don't have the money to go buy a new one, so I'll just take this and make it work. I don't have to buy anything. Freaking cool. Hey, Go Fast, how's it going, man? We got to connect here. I'll give you a call today for once. I can actually talk a little bit. Dusty Unk says, I'm an arborist in Cali, and I love me some husky saws. That's cool. Very cool. Westy is a arborist in, I'm going to say Massachusetts. Echo is making good shit these days. I've never owned one, though. Go Fast Racing says plastic. Yeah, Go Fast. We got to get a 32 cc liquid cooled 15 horsepower engine from you, and then we'll build the ultimate chainsaw and send it to Westy. And then actually probably be cheaper to send it to Dusty Unk if you're both in California, but not to short you, Westy. That'd be freaking cool to have a big old piped and chambered chainsaw that just cuts like butter. That's a great little saw you have there. I used one before. Oh, cool. Thank you. I have ported a few of those. Nice. 2 arborists in the chat. I know, we better watch it or we might lose a limb. Free flow that exhaust can. Rob runs his straight out of the exhaust hole. Sterling Wheel is in the chat and says hi. Hi, Sterling Wheel. Good to see you here. I thought I had a cylinder with it off, but so on one of Rob's chainsaws, his muffler, spark arrestor assembly failed or plugged up, so it just blows right out of the head. This does not exist, and it's stupid loud. And he just holds it wide open for like 40 minutes straight. And it's probably got like a 36-inch bar, and it's it's hilarious. I'm surprised it doesn't like melt down, or you'd think it'd need a little bit there, but your protection's good. Sterling Wheel, good afternoon. Longest lasting saw I got are steel, though. Very cool. I've got I think I have 2 Polans, Poulan, and they're just in a plastic case. And whenever I need to cut a big tree or like anything, I just walk over, check the gas, check the oil, prime it, starts, it runs. I cut the branch, I use it for what I need it to, I put it away, forget about it. And then that process has repeated itself for years now. And I don't know. I just keep collecting these chainsaws that I find, or I give them to Rob. And now I've noticed Rob has a big pile of chainsaws in various. He's got like 2 in the back of his Sprinter. He's got like 3 in his garage. And I want to say, a couple over in the garden shed there with the Oshkosh. And a lot of them are from me, just finding them at the dump and being like, hey, here's a chainsaw. Go Fast says, I don't climb trees enough to be considered an arborist anymore, but I still build some mean saws. Hell yeah. SoCal, Southern California. I've only owned 201Ts from steel. I don't like any other steels I've used. Yeah, I don't, honestly, I don't find a lot of the steels, to be honest. Here we are looking at a car talking about chainsaws. That's awesome, though, because 2-strokes are the coolest thing ever. Dusty Unk says 201 TCs are what I use day to day. Westy says ying ying. But those old MS 170s were tanks. Festi. I like my T540 more than my 201T. See, I love it. You guys are talking numbers. I don't know. I have not a clue. Make that can breathe. Exhaust leak is an air leak, and horror exhaust gas ain't no good for air-cooled fins. Dusty, sorry. Oh, sorry. Dusty, I like my T540 more than my 201T. Dusty says, I popped 6 of those in the last few years. 3 arborists in the chat. Oh my God, we better watch it. I better watch myself. I might lose more than one limb. 60 plus cc saws are about standard now for working on the ground. There's some decent 80 and 100 builds that do quite well. Hey, Moto Alley, hope you're doing good. Moto Alley says, hey. Hope you're doing good there to the east of me, eh? I think we're literally just east of each other on a map by about 450 miles parallel. I don't mean like here I am and then here you are in Canada. Zenoa G62 top ends don't really exist anymore. T54 is a Husky climbing saw. And a 2-1T is what's the difference between a climbing saw and a ground saw? Because I don't, other than a shoulder strap, I wouldn't know the difference. Like, other than, yeah, like a guitar strap to strapper. I mean, how do you even get, I've never paid attention. How do you climb with a saw? You don't put it in your teeth. Moto Alley says, yeah, sounds about right. We're getting some cold weather and winds. Oh, it was nasty winds last night. Just insane. And even this morning driving, and I noticed too in the winter it sucks when everything's white and there's no shrubbage to sense wind direction. There's nothing to tell you which way the wind is going. And in the minivan, you know, it's a bit of a wind. Well, it's nothing compared to like freaking, I could not imagine driving a semi. I just couldn't. I drove a straight truck once, and that's not even comparable, but it's a much bigger windsock than a minivan, and it was insane how much you have to steer into. But I love riding a motorcycle on a super windy day, not long distance, but just like letting the wind, it's so much fun to get. I love that feeling. It's the next closest thing to flying I think you could ever experience. It's like leaning into the wind while you're going straight on a motorcycle is cool. Little Echo you found is a climbing saw. Oh, top hand. Okay, let's take a look again here. I want to educate. Gotcha. And then let's do a comparison to a non-climbing saw. Look at this. Now if you came for the Infiniti car, guys, we're talking about chainsaws quick. I know I've got, okay, so this is another climbing saw, probably. Where I'm going to have to go in the front room, I think, to grab the other one. Oh, nope, here's another one. Okay, these are all climbing saws. So is a climbing saw more valuable than a ground saw? I guess I forgot I had these two. I just found them in a tote. They were just sitting over there. So that's Husqvarna 440 and a Husqvarna 350, just both in a tote in the junk. And there's another one too that's just taken apart. So I'm guessing those 3 are all climbing saws. Other than maybe the drifts across the road if you got snow. Yeah, exactly. That helps too. Even some drifts. That way you can help see like, okay, it's coming from that way. Also, I make some high very red pipes. Normally for holding top RPM in the cut, like competition stuff. Nothing worse on a bike though than getting behind some trees and then popping out. Yeah. That's a wake-up call when it just punches you like that. I hear you. We have that a lot here too. We live in a very hilly region. Not mountainous, just very hilly in the driftless region, and the hills are just rolling hills. Like we can get roller coaster feeling all the time on the way to school. You just got to hit a few hills the right way. And on motorcycles, you can literally get airborne really easy, and it's scary around here on some of the little dips and knolls, and you come around a hill and then there's a cut, and yeah, the wind blasts you. Desti to an arborist, yes. At the store, no. 350 is a great little saw. Those two are ground saws, Desti says. Westy says, no, those two are meant for the ground. Yes, they are. Okay, so those two. Oh, right here. And then this has the handle on the top. And this is popular to have the perimeter handle, I guess. Whereas this is back here, and you're where this one you're basically like on top of it. Am I seeing that right? Perfect. Okay. Top handle, rear handle is the biggest difference. All right, and I just realized that because cool. You're the resistant resident sub. Oh, that's funny. Let's see here. Yep, feel the weight difference too. Yeah, insane weight difference. I mean, this is a feather compared to a pretty big. What's the CC difference? This one's 52 CCs. Holy smokes! That's a good. That'd be like a good little mini bike motor, or a good chainsaw motor. But this one's just 26 too. So, but I wonder how much these are at the store. If I just went into Farm and Fleet or whatever and bought a Husqvarna 350, it's got to be at least $350 for a new one, right? And I would say probably $450 for a 450. I have no idea. That climber there is especially small. I love that. The smaller the chainsaw, to me, the cooler, because I'm not cutting anything. I'm not climbing trees, but I just like the ability to just use light manipulative tools. What's up, Carney? How you doing, man? That little thing rips. Oh, really? I want to get it going. Remove the base gasket from the 52, and that would increase the compression a little bit. Now think of what you'd want hanging out. Yeah, right? I have to climb a 3120 all the time. Our trees here are massive. Jesus. I have no idea what that is, but if I have to get on a ladder and go like, I built special scaffolding to change my lights because if I have to go up on this hoist here, I don't like, nope, I don't need to climb anymore. I used to like climbing and had even some amateur rock climbing stuff that I did back in the day. But no, I can't go up. A tree I'll mess with, like a little tree here in the yard. We've got a few. I'll still climb with Junior. And then I'll get up there and I pretend that I'm stuck. One time when he was like 6 or 7, I had him kind of freaked out. He was almost ready to go call the fire department to come and get me. But I was like, he's like, Dad, you can just jump. And I was literally like 6 feet off the ground. I'm like, no, buddy, something about trees, man. When I get up here, I freeze. I said, I can't move. I can't do anything. I think we're going to have to call the fire department. And he's like, no, Dad, just jump. I promise, Dad, you'll be fine. Just jump. And I'm like, are you sure, son? Should I do it? And he's like, yes. And so I did. And it was literally like off of this bench to it was just me being silly, but he believed me and he was getting pissed. He was like 6 or 7. It was hilarious. And that right there is why I'm glad I'm on the East Coast, Dusty. Yeah, I mean, around here, we don't really have, we got some really old oaks, I think, and stuff, but there's no, you go up north into the pine trees and stuff, I think you'll see a bit more of the old woods, I guess, but Around these parts, you see a lot of new woods. You could see where everybody's stripped it, turned it into a field. And well, there was like 300-acre pine tree forest right outside of town. And that got completely clear cut and turned into a 1,000 freaking home subdivision. And it's just insane how fast that popped up. And all made with this bottom of the barrel houses. Just absolute. But I could have bought the land too. I could have bought the land and kept it forest. So I can't bitch because I mean, they did put it for sale to the public. Anybody could have bought it. I just didn't have the tens of millions of dollars it probably took to buy it. Excuse me. All right. Carney Vanguard says like and subscribe. Thank you, Carney. The 26 will rev out if you give it a little Dremel port job. I don't think I could hack it in your woods, Dusty. Gravity is one law I abide by. Yeah, me and Yumoto Alley, I think would get along. Yeah, the chairlifts at the ski resort. I mean, I do them and can deal with it, but when they stop them and you're just hanging there and you're just hanging by that pulley system and airplanes though I'm okay with, as long as I'm up front and have control as well, I guess, just in case the pilot were to, at least then I can have control of going out. Not that I would save myself, you know what I'm saying, but at least I've got a chance. And anyway, yeah, gravity sucks. I regularly cut redwoods as well. Cuss. I bet you cuss at them every now and then too sometimes. Gravity is everything. A tool, an enemy. Yep, it sure is. It's awesome when it works as a tool. You can barely even see my ground sometimes. Jesus. Ground guys sometimes. So you're getting up hundreds of feet. Tree stuff just texted me, LOL. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Tons of tree stuff today. The chairlifts I'm okay with, and roller coasters as well. But to be put on a roof or a cliff, no way in hell. Yeah, that's how I am too. Like when I have to go up on my shed roof and just do, you know, I don't know. I got to recoat an area. There's some, like the roof is metal and there's a spot where a little rust is starting to come through and I want to get that taken care of. So I'll go up there. I'll do it, but I have to have somebody hold the ladder when I get on it coming down and when I go up it. I just have to know that that ladder is not going to slip out from under me. It could be cemented into the ground and I would still need a human being there with their hands on the ladder. Just, I don't know if it's like a security blanket or like someone giving me a hug all the way up. I don't know, but I need that because when I get up to the roof, I want to make sure the transition from the ladder to the roof is smooth. And then Carl, my neighbor, 96, he fell off his ladder when he was 76. So 20 years ago, he fell off the second story ladder onto some bushes and just brushed himself off and walked away. Said, what were you doing on a ladder at 76? My God, I'm praying to Lord I'll be alive. Yep, the rock. Oh yeah, I know. I've got I could show you. It's one of these like what is it? Like it folds and then turns into like an A-frame and locks at the top with like clickers, and it's a really secure ladder. So like if a car is up in the air and I forgot something or I need to disconnect something and I don't want to lower it or I can't lower it for a reason, then I'll use that ladder because it's so secure and I feel really fun. Security is everything when gravity is involved. Yep, some are built different, that's for sure. When I was younger, I worked in construction, securing I-beams on skyscrapers in San Francisco. That is, yeah, that's something I could not do. Some people are just built different. Yeah, you look at those old buildings of like that famous one of those men having lunch, just sitting on that I-beam. I don't know how real it is now. I think there's some authenticity. But you know, there was no. Yeah, no, I could not have hung with those guys. What's up, Sick? How you doing, man? Hope you're having a good day. We were just talking about chainsaws for the last 30 minutes. I found one in a bag, which led to another one I found in a tote, which led to another one that I forgot I had. So I should dig some more out and then just sell them on Facebook or something. I want to keep this one for sure. I'm keeping the little one. Like I said, I've got 2 Polands that work really good for me. Yeah, I couldn't do that either, Westy. Like in no world. And those sky cranes, those dudes that sit in that little booth and the crane, like way up there on scaffolding. No. Oh, they make really good money. Yeah, they should. It says, yep, they should. Oh, yeah, I suppose. How else do you get up to your little booth? Westy said, oh, hold on here. Dusty says, that's very regular on a site, actually. Nobody wants to go all the way down just to eat. Yeah, right? I mean, like Moto Alley says, they have to climb to get up there, so wow. Yeah, I never really thought of that. And other things, too. Westy says, is the other one a 440 junk? I don't know. Let's see if it turns over. Oh, there's some fuel in it. Hold on. That's hilarious. So it's not junk. I'm guessing maybe it might need a clutch, but it started right up. The 350 is a keeper for sure. Oh. Oh, there's a squirt of fuel in there. Choke. That's all I'm going to do on that one. Shop already smells good since the 440 lit. That sounds like a beast, though. Why does the 350 sound more tougher than the 440? 41 cc's. 52. Oh, that's why. Then why does it have a smaller number? It should be a 520, not a 350. Wow. That's a beast, though. You can just tell by pulling it over. But yeah, I can't believe that one just fired like that. Wonder if this one will. No, no fuel. I could dump some of that into there, but we're here to work on a car. I got to get busy. Yeah, it was. I shouldn't say it's junk, but don't ever bring a 440 to work on a tree job. Some premix feeling it could run good. Sounds healthy enough. Yeah, I mean, it probably just dumped the old fuel out, it started right up there. So the 350 is a pro saw. Okay, I had a Husky 268. They stopped making it due to emissions. Huskies are the best, Sick says. I think Westy will back you on that, and I want to say Dusty's on the same page as well. I think I have, well, yeah, there's 2 Huskies right there. And then, I sold that McCullough, you know, that 80cc McCullough. Some guys drove like 3 hours and gave me $400 for it. And there's one more in the tote over there too, but it looks like it's been disassembled. So I might as well just freaking look at it quick. Good God. Huh. I don't know what it is. Oh, wow. Look at those ports. Piston's kind of screwed up on this one. It's either going to be that. Oh, wow. These things are pretty trick. They got little transfer ports on the side. I mean, I know all 2-strokes do, but not. Piece of tape. So here's the last one that was in the tote. Like I said, there's no, I can't tell. Look at that. That's trick. The exhaust or the piston is a little narfed on the exhaust port. I don't know. There you can kind of see the vertical. But parts, right? I mean, Jesse, if you're a ground guy bringing your own saw to work, I'll pay you $150 a week extra. I don't care what saw you bring to my site, as long as you're not dogging on my babies. That's awesome. Fair point. Pole saw engine. Pole saw engine. Is the camera going weird? The lighting looks like it's fading in and out. Sometimes this camera doesn't like my lighting, and if that's the case, I'm going to end the live stream and use a different one. That would drive me nuts. My viewership should be at like 6,000 right now, not 6. But I'm glad to have 6 people here checking this out. Cool. Thanks, Westy. I just wish I could afford a cool, light little cordless chainsaw that just needs to last a little, you know. I have a big yard with a handful of trees. Rob has a huge yard with a handful of trees. But when I want to use, I guess, well, when I do want to use a chainsaw, it always starts. It always works. So I don't need to worry about, like, even if I had the money, I wouldn't spend it on any electric chainsaw anyway. I just think they're cool when I go to the lawn and garden store and see them on display. But I don't. Again, if I had the money to buy anything like that, I never would, because my gas one works great and it costed me nothing. And then if that gas one breaks, I could just use one of those 3. So I got to put some gloves on. My hands are turned into minced meat over the last week with the cold temperatures. It's gotten so cold. Come on, just hook right there. And yeah, I just guess I should have been using more lotion, huh? 10 years is a long time in our industry. Okay, hold on. How long have you been climbing? I hate those. Tried so many. Okay, I got to read back here on that. Hey, Brown Chicken, good to see ya. I'm going to miss some comments. And at the same time, cool. Cool, I was just kind of trying to read, but my, oh, duh, I've got it open on my computer right behind my phone here. Oh, you guys are just talking about how long you've been climbing. That's cool. I started with Infiniti in 2001 or 2, and then left in 2013. So the year this car was brand new was the year I left. And honestly, I don't have endless amounts of experience with this specific. I did do an engine on one of these about 2 years ago, so I'm pretty familiar with it that way. But as far as like cookie cutter dealership service, like, you know, when you do 100 of these because there was a recall, you get so good at doing certain. Yeah, I'm not that, but I know my way around the Infinitis and or the Nissan. Nissan in general is pretty good as far as being like, okay, we're gonna make this so people could work on it if they have to, but a lot of the stuff is just really good. It was. And they're starving to sell cars right now. Everybody is. So we're gonna get that out. There's some, I don't know, grass and stuff I want to maybe blow off of this connector before I disconnect this, and then I got to go inside the car. We got 3 connectors on the ECM, but that's not a big deal because there's no passenger seat. I was also thinking about, this is kind of cobwebs and stuff because this car sat for like 4 years, three years. So sat for a while. I'm going to hook up my air real quick. What's everybody up to today and this weekend? My son was asking me last night to text Rob, our neighbor. He wanted me to, he's like, Dad, me and some buddies gonna go riding this weekend. I'm like, oh yeah? Can I come with? You know, like I'd love to go riding this weekend and have an escort to and from. That would be wonderful. If sick, could you pick me up this weekend with a fully prepped, race ready motocross bike, gear and fuel, and then take me to a location of my choice, watch me, and then drive me home and make me food, please. So I said, oh yeah? And he's like, yeah, he's got like a 400 and his buddy's got this, and like we might even go tomorrow, which would be today, which is like the high is like 12, and like you can't, it's impossible because everything is sheer ice from melting the other day. It's hilarious. And so he wanted me to text Rob and see if he has a DRZ 400 because the YZF, whatever, that 450X that I rode, my son wouldn't even ride it, which was hilarious. He wouldn't even ride it. But he rode that Husqvarna 501 dirt bike that we had here, single cylinder 501, massive enduro, but it was electric start. And I think Rob's battery was weak on this one, so the e-start didn't work, or maybe it's kickstart only. Either way, Junior didn't want to stall it and then be stuck and not be able to kickstart a 450, which 128 pounds is pretty much borderline. You have to have a really good technique I sure miss my Altima. Yeah, the old ones were good, man. When they had transmissions before they went to CVT, and before they went to bad, just cheap. I always say 2012 was when it all stopped. Anything made before 2012 had a chance. Granted, there was plenty of garbage made in every decade, but it seemed like the manufacturers in 2008 got together and they're like, hey guys, these all cast aluminum motors that we're building with really good machining processes. Yeah, we got to find a way to cut some corners here and cheapen things up and, you know, make stuff so it's not lasting 150, 300, 500, a million miles when people are taking care of this stuff. Like, we can't have this. They're not going to keep buying it. So, and profits really is what it can. They don't give a shit about us. They just want profits, you know? And so the more plastic, the more lighter turbos, 3 cylinders instead of 6, and we'll shove a turbo and a bunch of plastic under the hood and expect it to last or not start on fire. Yeah, right. My girlfriend drives an Altima. That's awesome, Westy. Hey, they're fun little cars, especially built up a little. Yeah, they really are. The 03, oh yeah, dude, the 03 Altima. Oh, you could have got that. You could have got the 03 Altima with a 3.5 V6 and a 6-speed manual. You could have. And they offered it in the Maxima as well, but I know for a fact that I swear you could have gotten that V6 in the Altima, and that would have been a ripper, a sleeper. And not anymore, though. I might be missing some comments, so if I am, I apologize. Hey, Schmoke, how you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. You had a V6 with the 6-speed, Dusty? Those are sick. I loved it when an I-35 or a Maxima would come into the dealer with the V6. Even the 3-liter Maxima is the old Nissan 3-liter V6. Still had the dual overhead cam, 24-valve V6, Doge, chain driven, never an issue. I did like 6 water pumps my whole career with Nissan. That was it. We never did a chain. We never did guides. We never did head gaskets. We never did tension. Like, they had it figured out. Make sure you're live on comments or all comments. I got to do it with my nose because I can't touch my phone with these stupid. I got all messages. Show every message, including potential spam. Okay. I'm going to go back. About to go get some lunch because I only have leftovers. Smoke says, hi, sick. Westy says, only emergency work. Westy says, nose press, more brilliance, right? Crystal Kitten says, hi to Smoke, hi to Sick. I'm saying hi to Crystal. Hope you're doing well. We're working on getting the ECM disconnected. There's some wires that go in there, but we got sidetracked on my chainsaw. So I found this one in a bag at the dump. Beautiful little Echo. Just a nice little Echo. And then this was over there too, but this one fired right up just a minute ago. It fired right up. And then this one has more compression than a Harley. And I don't know, you know, probably bad fuel, whatever. It'll probably start. Or that thing on the top, the reset, the clutch thingy might be. Maybe I should check that quick. Doesn't that? I really want this to fire. Yeah, we're not gonna. I don't want to increase my heart rate anymore. Save that for fun things. I do got to check my message here though and make sure man, I like some of nitrile gloves. They let you operate. Uh-oh, I got a new message. I can't check this right now. I'll have to check that later. My chart thingy. My son had a checkup this morning for his toe last week. High power lines, live, etc. Oh, wow. Carrie, I know you'll get that 350 going. That's a great saw once you get her feeling good. Cool. I'm excited. So of all the saws to shit can everyone and just keep the 350. Oh, the little Echo too. I want to keep this guy. I like that one. Unless it's worth mega bucks. But we won't be concerned about that after tomorrow night, yo, when we win that lottery. Smoke says something to Brown Chicken. Brown Chicken, I have these gloves on. I can't scroll my chat right now, but hopefully you're doing good. Hopefully you're having a good day. We're going to stay focused here. I just turned my air compressor valve on to give us air. I want to blow a bunch of dust and crap I don't want falling down. And I don't know. I feel better when I blow things off with air sometimes because then things don't go where they shouldn't be. But that usually helps if you can find an air gun. I put the majority of my tools away. We swept the floor under the car, so when I raise the car up, I'm going to have to finish sweeping the floor. But nonetheless, yeah, we got that. It's freezing outside. It's about 49 degrees in here. And I cannot, for the life of me, find my air chuck. Oh, there's one. Oh, and I got anybody that was in the live the other day. Oh, there's another air. Now they're falling out of the sky. My cordless drills were going, or not drill, but the cordless impact went dead, and I couldn't find the charger, but I did, and now I see one battery is already done charging. So hopefully the noise cancellation works, sort of. When I get the engine out of here and all the wiring is pretty much gone, we'll pressure wash this engine bay-ish, or not pressure wash it per se, but clean it and detail it, make it, not spend too much time cleaning and detailing it, but we will certainly try to improve how it looks for the next buyer, because it's a pretty cruddy looking engine bay if you ask me. Boy, this song is horrible. I don't know what y'all can hear, but I can't. I'm going to skip it. Got Goose jamming over here. Goose. The real ones, or is that the name of was that the A band you've been... I need to get more musically. I don't know. I gotta just do. I listen to music here and there, not as much as I probably should. I think it's... Yeah, I'm gonna have to move the IP. So there's this big fuse box right here. And these two little tabs lift up. Then that kind of sits down there. There we go. Gotta push in. Maybe. Yep, they all work the same. They're just... Maybe. Maybe not. That's how it's connected to the thing. So, oh my gosh. It's like welded on there. I don't see any crazy... Sometimes they'll put like a fancy... You just got to lift it up and over this little... Plastic. At least they made plastic good during this era. Before, there it goes. Before they got into all the corn oils and soy oils, and not that that stuff is horrible, but it doesn't do anything in the UV. Like, how can the rubber in that 125 I have? The tubes are original from 1970, and tires. Come on. And it's like, how can those, come on, still hold air and work? And you can buy a new tire nowadays, and it's just junk after a few years. It's there. That's nice and clean too. That's good. Okay. Then there's this. This one pops out from the inside. But I think you can just work it out here with your... Pretty tight. Yeah, we'll try to push it out from the inside. So I'm going to jump in the car quick. Yeah, I should, but I can't on a vertical. Removing that was, they're a pain. Yep, planned obsolescence is right, Schmoke. I could put my microphone in front of the speaker while I go in the car, but QT50's tires are the original as well. Just made rubber better back then. They sure did. They sure did. Yeah, I might redo another live stream after lunch in a horizontal, because then I can add music and multiple, at least another camera, and switch back and forth. And Schmoke, they do give me the option to do both streams, but I just haven't played around with it quite enough yet. And when I did it in OBS, I got upset. And I don't know, I just need to approach it with some patience, and I'll figure it out. Have a good afternoon, man. We'll see you soon. It did not work. Okay, cool. It did not work for me either. Like, I'm glad I said that and you said that. So thank you. Okay, I got it from YouTube. Okay. Yeah, I did too. Like in my YouTube studio, if you stream through the streaming, I can do it through Meld though, in Meld though. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to mess with Meld because I have not yet. I agree, Westy. So it's like, what do I do? Do I do a vertical and the viewers get, it's a double-edged sword, really. You get more viewership, might get a few subs, but you deal with the trolls, and then you can't have all the, you can have the accessories, you can have the filters and the green, but it's just, I don't like doing things from a phone, bro. Doing both didn't work for me in OBS either. Okay, yeah, I tried in OBS and it didn't work that way either. Yep, see, nobody can, just one or the other, I say. Exactly, Westy, that's what I say too. So that's, I'm gonna do a vertical now, and then after I eat lunch or whatever and take a break, and then we'll come back this afternoon and I'll do a horizontal. But for now, I'm going to, I think I can just get a flashlight and jump in there quick. It's just 3 connectors and they're color coded, and I can even look at this one here. It's a brown, a black, and a white, and a little white. So 4 connectors I'm after. And then we can pull that through the firewall and not be worried about that. And we don't have to disconnect anything from the engine while it's in the car. We can just pretty much drop it. But I forgot where I set my flash. There it is. Flashlight. Still on. Yeah, we'll do that because I like having a little background music, especially for a chat like this or a live stream where you're trying to interact a little bit but trying to get something done at the same time. Okay. We're gonna need a 10 mil. Some stuff is gonna need to be removed. Oh, there's the ECM. Well, yeah, I should grab it. This is 110 that should come off, and it'll make things a lot easier. Too bad I didn't leave one in here, right? Oh, the interior is a much more pleasant place to come into on this car than it used to be. Kind of was a hazmat zone with some molds and spores. But cleaned up pretty good. I think the exterior will clean up just as good. And I was concerned about the tire size, but I actually have 4 decent, not brand new, and I think they're even Michelin's, the right size for it, which is cool. So we can put 4 new-ish better tires on it. I'm gonna take a little bite of this quick. Yeah, that 2 separate stream key stuff is what messes me up. I gotta watch a tutorial like 7 times on that, so I just get it in my brain. Exactly, yep. Let them work out the issues before we worry about it. We got enough of our own problems to figure out. Look into LOL. Dusty says, I'm glad y'all had the same experience. I thought I was just stupid. Well, maybe all of us are. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, what a pain in the butt. In Meld, I ran both and had a window with the chat on screen. Very cool, but thanks for sharing that. I will look into the YouTube thing, but it is just rolling out, so I will let them work out the issues before I worry about it. Yep. That's the way to do it. I'm going to mute this for a second. All right, we're back. I'm going to the Cracker Barrel. I've been craving a country fried steak and eggs. Oh, that sounds good. Oh, I appreciate that, Smoke. Quick Shoe. Hey, Quick, how you doing, ma'am? Hope you're doing good. Good to see you here. I'm working in the car there. In just a minute, I'll be inside the car pulling some wire. We're going to get this wiring harness out. And that goes up along the top here and comes around the back. And that way we don't have to disconnect anything off the engine. I wanted to get a breakfast from the cafe today. Maybe I'll get that for lunch. I wanted, or I could make it too. It's just easy, but they make such good hash browns there, like crispy hash browns with a couple of eggs sunny side up or over easy, whatever. I don't care. You could even just put them, just crack them and put them on toast. I don't care. I'll eat it. I just want those hash browns. Yes, I am, Westy. I got to get that going. I appreciate all the members here. There's just no time. There's just no time before Christmas every second. And you can think that, like, you might see me in a chat saying hi to somebody or like, oh, dude, I have no time. I got to get this car done and I got to get a few other fires put out. But yes, that's on the list. Junior's going to be off of school for a couple weeks. Depending on how my financial situation, how do I want to word this? Depending on how it rapidly unfolds or rapidly depletes, will I just got to make the time. That and my office is like so cold at the moment. I've got a heater, but I could just do it out here too. Either way, I'm making excuses. I'm going to work on that. I've got some ideas. I think that's a great thing, and I appreciate you mentioning that. I need to have my Pakistani editor do that. I keep getting all these emails, and I just need to send the guy my credit card number. He'll take care of me. Oh. Smoke, ROTF. Yeah. Okay, get that damn engine out already. Yep, that's where we're headed. We're headed in. Here we go. I don't think maybe it'll be on a platform by this afternoon. I hope to have it dropped out by that. It drops out really easy. Son of a bitch, I forgot my flash. Oh, I did it. But once it's out, then not too much really. I mean, the other engine's all put together. It's not we really have to swap much. I might take a look at the spark plugs and make sure that they're good and tight. I don't know if I'll replace them. I know that's really hack, but so if they work and it runs good. Come on. I swear. You gotta be a contortionist. Desi knows this car. Knows what's up. We're just gonna take ECM off of here. I'd bring the camera in the car here, but I can't. I mean, I can kind of, maybe you can see my hand through here. There's just no room. What I need is a little camera lady. Little camera lady to just get right on in here with that camera on. Okay, there's one. Where are they hiding the other one? Right there. Oh. Okay, I can see the camera from there. You can probably see me a little bit. There. I need to get a needle nose for the little, all those little plastic wire loom thingies that push through a hole. And then they've got little clips, and you got to compress the clips in order to get them out of that little hole. So the wire loom stays in the same place. That's what we're after. Grab one of these. So it's basically an Altima. No, this is a rear wheel drive. A totally different platform. All built in Japan. Altimas were built in the US. This is a full Japanese. I don't think any of the Altimas got the VVEL. Maybe they did, but a different spec motor, same platform, and this all-wheel drive with an actual transfer case like your pickup truck, and a transmission that basically is so big it goes to the rear end. It's a huge transmission. So no, I mean, I wish I could say that just to give the Altima some respect, but night and day difference. The ride is just unbelievably better. These things handle so good. The all-wheel drive system is light years above that. Oh, I wouldn't say light years above anybody, but it's really good. Not light years. There's no, it's a freaking Chevy 1500 four-wheel drive. It's got a transfer case, and it's got an electronic coupling clutch inside the T case, but not in the rear end like a lot of cars are doing now. It's got a 40-60 split, I think, so it's 60% primarily rear wheel drive all the time, but you can't do just rear wheel burnouts with it. We're gonna try to do an all-wheel drive burnout with it. Maybe Schmoke's telling me no because I might break it. Don't break my profits, which makes really good sense. But if the roads are wet or something and we've got a cul-de-sac right down the road, that'd be kind of fun to try. No curbs to hit, no cops to harass us or anything. So I don't know. I might. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, we are getting there. 1, 2, 3. Okay. There's the ECM. Made in Japan. Hitachi Automotive Systems. And then it's got another control unit. Made in Japan by Hitachi. That's probably the NATS system, the Nissan anti-theft system. Now, this connector almost done here. Come on. Oh. Let's see here. Boy, oh boy. Again, I try to forget things that suck, and this probably wasn't the first or the funnest part of the job. There we go. I sure like those sliding little locking weird little computer connectors they put on here. Okay, now ground wire, I'm sure, or no? All right. Let's push it on through. This finger practically cut the end of my middle finger off. Skinned it. Didn't cut it off, but like took the skin. So I can't, that's why I have these stupid gloves on. And I did it doing laundry, not anything else. It is a sick configuration. It's pretty cool. And it's got a good motor. Like here's your front, here's the center of the front wheels. And on the earlier G's, the crankshaft, the end of the crank would be right here. So the engine was literally that much. They've really kept inching the engine forward to get the all-wheel drive. But then when they went with the VVEL, this system back here, they needed another like 4 inches. So I don't know why they went to that system. That's so stupid. But I couldn't really get much. There we go. Twist it a little bit. Man. I just can't. There we go. I know that sounded bad, but I'll show you. It wasn't. And then this. Push up out of there. Boy, tight. There we go. Look at all them wires. Jesus. Good thing they didn't use that soybean oil that Ford uses or for sitting this long. It would have gotten munched up by rodents, which there are a couple. I see an O2 sensor wire hanging on the ground. So I know that got munched. All right. There. Disconnected, sort of. We got one more for the starter. Probably a 12. So we'll zip that off. And then pop it out of here. Should be good that way. There's our coolant hose. Oh, our fuel line, we'll do that quick. We're going to do our fuel line, which is right there. It goes to a dampener, then into the rail. No high fuel pressure shit on this one. Right, Westy? It shouldn't. Oh, I put a Band-Aid on. I was going to take my glove off and show you. But yeah, just a piece of wood trim in the house had a crack in it. And I went to grab the laundry and my hand caught the wood trim and it dug it out. It scooped out the meat. It was gone. I looked at my finger. I'm like, and then I looked at the wood. Oh, the skin was stuck in there, man. It was there. I'm like, give me that back. Why did you take that from me? And I ripped that whole piece of trim off the corner, so it's gone. So no more trim on that corner. Just have a couple nails I need to tap in so I don't catch myself on them next. So a 10 and a 12, and we're going to swap a battery over. Boy, that's a bad music epidemic. Some has been really good. Some I'm trying to just kind of listen to some different soundtracks and stuff to come up with, I don't know, good background music and maybe a video idea or something. You know, you hear a song, it's like, oh, I'll put that one in the. And I've had really good luck using that, but I've also heard if you don't pay your subscription, then all those songs that you use. I've also heard that once you, I've heard a lot of things. I'm just going to go with it for now. Man, working with gloves suck. I was going to buy a nice pair at the hardware store, and I forgot because my son had that checkup. So I was at Quick Trip and I got a chocolate milk, and I'm like, oh, I need gloves. They're not bad, but for a lot of the big stuff that we're going to be doing today, it'll work fine. But these little 10s here, it might piss just a little bit, but it's not gonna. Yeah, that's it. Oops. Make sure, okay. There. And then we'll get that little clippy off of there. I'm not going to cut it. I'm just using this to kind of help pop it out. So that way you can push it back in and it'll work. All right, so that's it for that. And then we'll probably do our power steering. We got a power steering feed and out that way. So there's two options we could do here. We could take the pump off the motor, which I might just do. Then we don't have to worry about bleeding anything or any air, any fluid leaks. Let me know, chat. What should I do? Should I disconnect two lines? And I'll still have to swap the pump. So I'm saying do the pump off the motor, then you don't have to mess with any fluid. And if I want to do it a fluid exchange, I still can with my siphon gun and stuff, but I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the pump off the motor while it's right here because it's accessible. Oh, sorry, this camera's not the camera, it's the guy behind it. I'm going to raise it up just a little bit. I'll raise it up a little bit more. We're going to get some lighting, better lighting. Found these at the dump. Can't believe how freaking good these lights work. They were in the dump, like all folded up and in the metal bin. Probably the same day I found that Echo. And I brought them home and I plugged it in. and this thing here wouldn't turn on. There was nothing. It was dead. So I looked at this. I'm like, oh, like I've got some of these power supplies around. So I just put a new power supply to it. And it works perfect. I don't know. I've always wanted a nice light like that, but I would never pay for one. Because I don't like, I mean, if I saved up the money and want, like, just use another, find something else. But it's just funny because I manifested it. I manifested that light, bro. What? No, I didn't. But some things, it's like, man, I could really use a new whatever. And then you freaking pull up to the junkyard and it's like, are you kidding me? I was just talking about lights the other day. I've got like 5 miles of track lighting that's still in the box, and I'm gonna, everything takes time. Everything takes time. Cheddarhead, how you doing, man? Good to see you in here. Giving my Tesla to my mom for Christmas. I need suggestions on a car for myself. I was looking at Toyota Grand Highlanders. Cheds, get an old Jag. Yuck, Westy, yuck. No doubt, Westy. Ugh. 20 to 2023, I want something. Okay. Man, I don't know, because whenever anybody asks me for car advice, I say go south and buy something 2012 or older. Don't buy anything newer than 2012. Ideally, a 99 to 04 Chevy, Yukon, Suburban, Denali with a 6-liter, 5.3. Any of those are just the best. But if you've got finances to, like, if you're just looking for a car to stand the test of time, that's what I would suggest. Or a Buick LeSabre with a V6. But if you're giving your Tesla to your mom for Christmas and you're looking at a Grand Highlander, I personally like the Lexus GX460. That's my dream car. If I had stupid money and I wanted a nice SUV or a nice car, like just a really nice vehicle to have in the fleet, it'd be the Lexus GS, or their SUV, the 460, I believe, before they went to the V6s. It'd be the V8 version, Lexus. The version of the Toyota Land Cruiser, right? Yeah, the Land Cruiser, but a Lexus. That's what I want. Yeah. I want the Lexus with the Land Cruiser Lexus V8. That's it. That would be my car. But also, Cheddarhead, I don't know, aren't you? I know you've got ties to Wisconsin. Are you in Wisconsin, though? Yeah, I love and they're getting to be really valuable, too. The 99 to 05 Denali's, Yukons, just a freaking tank of a vehicle. Suburb, all those were just really, really good. Good ride, 20 miles to the gallon, pull a house. Really good that way. Let's see here. There we go. Put some light on that. I can't quite get y'all where you need to be. Power steering pump is just right underneath that. How much? I want to say it was a little low on coolant, but we could probably get rid of the coolant tube. We have to. I guess we should just drain the coolant. I hate doing things in order. But they do go a lot smoother if you do them in order. So I guess we'll get the fluids draining, huh? Let's go up. Let's get high with the car. We'll get the car high. Get a Yukon and put a bull skin on a bull skull on the grill. Hell yeah, brother. That's what I'm talking about. Freaking cow head on the grill. That's America. My dad is looking at the hybrid version of the mid-sized one. The Lexus. Very cool. I know a guy who's got a Sienna like mine, but the hybrid Sienna, and he pulls 50 miles, 52 on the highway. I was born there, but I live in Cali now. That's what I thought. Yeah. That's cool, man. I've got some family in Cali, and that's the only other state I have family in. The first step in all data was always disconnect the negative battery. Yep, right? Step 1, disconnect negative battery terminal. I just like to do what feels right at the time, and taking that power steering pump off was, but now that we have a coolant hose in the way, so loud, I'm sorry. Well, here's the reveal. I've never seen the underneath of the car. That's not a good sign right there. You see the dirt hanging off of the... That's okay. That's normal. You'll have that. All right. See you soon, man. Have a good lunch, Smoke. That's just from sitting. Ugh. That might be animal. Normal surface rust on the train. Oh, that's not even surface rust yet. That's good. Still dry. Usually they're wet. Here's our transfer case. Here's our... I'm going to see if I can soda blast this exhaust, because this exhaust is $2,300. And if I could soda blast it up a little bit and clean it up, so when someone looks underneath, it looks better. It's got a dent here. I was thinking about heating up and seeing if I could pressurize and maybe blow it out, depending on how that might have messed up the baffles. But for having, I think he backed into something hard, or to hit something there, you would have to, and there's nothing hit here, and the whole underside of the car looks really good. So I don't know. He might have bought it used that way too, I guess. Yeah, big old solid. I know it looks corroded and it looks shitty, but this is Wisconsin. It's been sitting for 4 years. All in all, it's pretty good. A little fart bomb on the back of that. This is the parking brake cable. It looks like something entangled that. We'll make that go away, and we'll probably put new ones on it. But ARK, yeah, look that up for this. It's like $2,300. And then it's got the Burke test pipes too. So these pipes that go up to the engine are, oh, are there cats in them? There might be cats in them. I don't think so. There can't be cats in there. We'll find out because it's coming off. Like I said, there's the 102 sensor wire. Little nibble. Little nibble. Might get a new... These rust out pretty easily and bad, but we'll see how crusty it feels once we get it off. All in all, not too bad. I gotta check my phone. I thought I heard it ring and it's on silent, but shows I have a missed call. Spam. Spamorama. Okay, so now we'll have to take off this plastic underbelly, and I need to sweep my floor, which is fine. So, because a lot of dirt and stuff is going to fall. All right, we're going to take that off. $10, $12, and a $14, maybe a $17, and I think they use a $13 on their airbag in the car, but that's about the only sizes you need. No weird Torxes, no weird Allens. I'm gonna stand. Oh, there you go. It's a lot of grass. That's why I think it sat next. Oh, there's some bones. Yeah. So critters. A crystal. Is that a diamond? Like crystal. Salty badger. My first step is always evacuate all fluids. A successful swap for me is a clean floor with no fluid spilled. Yeah, we're working on that. We're working on that. Look at that. It kind of looks like an abandoned, all the little things hanging down. A lot of grass. Was it 6 car? That's funny. Schmo, go, bro. Go get some food. You're going to be so busy when you get there. Go get that steak, man. Especially if you want it cooked. It's going to take a bit longer. I've got a handful of components I'm going to wash before we, go back together. This will be one we'll spray off. And then on these, they put, does it have an aftermarket radiator? It might, because it has some junkyard not junk, yeah, probably, like at the body shop at the dealership. When I worked at the body shop, everything, like let's say a front end, you hit a deer, they get all the parts, they write down. So there's like a handful of parts on the front of the car that have that written on it. And that I know for a fact is not Nissan, because I worked for Nissan I worked for Infiniti for a long time, and they never wrote those numbers on there like that. Like this you'll see, but I don't think anything's going to be coming out after me. Just taking a look here. Yeah, it's got a really weird welded, I think it's got an aftermarket radiator. I really do. I've never seen welds on a factory radiator like this one. So everything else looks pretty good though. Nice and straight. But that's a weird petcock. I'm gonna just start at a 16 because it doesn't even look. 17. 18. So if it's an 18, it's got to be. Okay, well, jeepers. That's a weird, might be standard. Then it's definitely aftermarket. Nope, there we go. I don't know why it would, though. Okay. Well, I already broke Salty's rule. I got to crack that nut, and there's one drip now. Damn it. I got to go get the lubester. The lubster's over there. Yeah, have a good one, Westy. I appreciate it. I'll be back. I'm going to dip out here for a bit, too, and take a lunch and go get something to eat. And then come back and set up a different stream. Not a vertical. I'm going to try to do a horizontal for the heck of it and see if maybe I can get frustrated trying some settings and waste an hour doing that. So, yeah, I think I'm going to go too. Like I said, I got to get the lubester to get all the coolant, oil, and a table. I need to get a hydraulic table. We're going to set all this on and drop the motor out. So, sweep the floor, eat some lunch. I'll be back in a little bit. Thank you, everybody, for spending some time here, saying hi. Good to see you. Brown Chicken, Salty, Westy. Oh, gosh, sick. I could name everybody, but and a couple new people in the chat. Thank you very much for stopping in and saying hi, and we'll see you soon. Have a great day, everybody. I'll be back.